Hello and welcome to another episode of PopCulture Reacts with me and Seddon. And we are doing Milo and a song called Sweet Chin Music.
I'm glad you told me what it was called and who it's by, because he sent me the link and I have teed the video up. I didn't even look to see what the name of it was or who it's by. So this is a real mystery to me at this point.
So when finding this earlier, there's not a proper music video for it, but this is a live version of the song. Ever heard of Milo?
I don't think so. And admittedly, I've got about 3 seconds worth of searching my memory, which, as you well know, is weak at the best of the times. But I can't think of. I'm sure I've heard of a dog called Milo in a cartoon or a movie or something like that, and I can't kind of get that out of my head. I'm trying to place who Milo the dog is. So, but who knows? There might be some recognition when I actually see and hear, but I don't think so.
And any idea what it is?
But by the way, before I move on and we go, what it is it a dog?
It is not a dog.
Oh,
and it is not also Milo's Big Adventure, made by the guys that made Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, maybe that's where I'm thinking of Milo from. I don't know. We need to react to a dog pop video. There's got to be one, isn't there? Someone must have recorded their dogs doing dogs sing, but that's not for today. So no, I've got no idea what it is. No idea at all.
Though the title must intrigue a little.
For me, I'm hoping some super kicks are thrown. I'm hoping the masters of Sweet Chin Music, the Young Bucks, are in it.
They are not.
Super Kick Party.
But there is wrestling references.
Yes, we have noticed that. Even so much. I know we've mentioned it on a few, but a couple of when I was editing and putting up a couple of the hip hop ones we've done, I think it's that recency bias thing, because I noticed it. God, like, you can hardly get through a rap song of the last 20 years now without at least one wrestler being referenced at some point, can you? Bloody love it though, obviously. But
I was listening to is it Cesar Zone?
Yeah, Sarface, yeah.
Sarface, yes. And that album with the superhero cover, so many wrestling fucking pulls from that.
Well, and they're dropping like the deep cuts, like they're Adrian Adonis and things like that being mentioned. And you're just going, yes, you love wrestling as much as we do.
And fucking LOD promos from when they were in the NWA.
Nice.
And stuff like that. Like, yes, I'm all for this. So
I reckon that's why Zach Vortex recommended it to me, because he knows and shares our love of wrestling.
So are you ready to hear some Milo?
I think I am. I'm just going to pop it up on the screen, but just bear with me 1 second. Oh, I am ready now. So I didn't have it up on the other screen, so I couldn't press play. Right, let's go for it.
Let's go.
Super Kick Party.
I wanted to hold palaver on Ustream with Black Gallagher, float down the river when I couldn't paddle much further. Ricky Steamboat got up on a 2 count after a stone cold stunner. Heard the theme music, said, oh boy, that's a real bummer. I still dance when I hear that sweet chin music. Repeat the same sins fluid, sit tight while the caveman dethaws. Announce my presence like Bonesaw McGraw, yeah. Laid on my back, the bright lights circling. I am not Hercules, not even a distant relative. Open mic tried to tell me that this is all relative, but I have found objective truths in egg fried rice and fruits. I'm pissed in Honda, bruh, floating down the canal in a beat-up gondola. I poison the aquifer with awkward non-sequiturs. I entered just to exit, now repeat back that message, sir. I'd like to be a better man. I'd like to be a better man. Get better at making sandwiches, perfect my figure 4 leg lock to deal some damages. Cut my afro locks off to brandish wages. The wild caveman's been trained to be slavish. Coated DNA fable sent by splintered RCA cable. Red, white, and yellow, belly like avid camp enthusiasts. I stay hella smelly, Olympus imperfectionist interjects a kiss over the sample's hiss. Yo, that's a lot of S words. Get nervous when I have to navigate those breast curves. I'm just an awkward little boy still. That Chinese food money keeps my billfold bulge for real. I'll hit up LeBron for a verse before I upload myself to the Tron universe. You mugs worry about sagging jeans and street cred. I worry about hyper beams and being de-rezzed. Sit at a desk in a kilt like I'm Rowdy Roddy Piper playing Delta Force 3 as Team Sniper. And yes, I'm wearing a headset. And all my best friends, I talk to them on TeamSpeak. And all my heroes are professional wrestlers. I don't feel the need to be the best thing ever. Who can shout louder from the watchtower? 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 Who can shout louder from the...
Cheeky advert.
Be gone, Adobe.
Be gone! Death to Adobe, except for when I use their free services to help us out. I really like that. It's right up my alley. And not just... Okay, let's go with content first. You know, you're right. It's laden with... wrestling references and obviously a large part of what he's talking about is that, but not only laden with that, but laden with movie references and etc. So all the things that I guess ticks our boxes on pop culture productions of the sort of things that we're kind of into. And yeah, I was a big fan.
Yeah, this randomly came up on Spotify a few years ago. It's when I was still doing show and tell, and this is where I first found it. I actually played it on show and tell back in the day as well, and it was just one of those of randomly going through bits on the interwebs today when I was working. It was like, ooh,
I forgot about this one. Yeah.
I bet he'll like this. So I thought I would bring it to the table. And,
well, you were right, and thank you very much. Like, because you know, we've said like one of the big reasons for doing this is trying to introduce new stuff to each other, and with I want to say listener recommendations, but I guess viewer recommendations of getting stuff that we haven't heard before that is right up our alley. I mean, the one thing I will say, if there's any criticism I'm going to throw at it, is like obviously he's very good and very articulate, and the way that he you know, there's no way you could misunderstand any words he says because he delivers slow. There are other rappers that I think deliver slow, lackadaisical rap like that better, but I go, his voice is good enough, rhythmic enough to pull the content through, and I think it's actually the content of his song that I find probably more fascinating than his delivery or the voice. But yeah, really liked it.
Yeah, so it's very, very stripped down, which very much helps with understanding everything that he's saying. It is more on the terms of beat poetry more than rap, but
the music just kind of hangs off the back of it as something there while he's saying, as you say, he's poetry rather than that being a necessity or a distraction at all, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, no, I do like this. I have listened to the rest of the album this is on, and it is good. Not so many wrestling
well
drops,
you know, like,
as in this one, but yeah, no, I like it. You know, it's.
I'll be adding him to the list. I'll be listening to, as you say, any albums that are on there. I'll go for more. The only thing that I was slightly distracted by through that whole experience, and I'll say video, like obviously not a video, but I was trying to figure out what those comic book pages were on the wall behind him. Might do a bit of further investigation on that with a bigger screen and a microscope at some point, because I love that sort of thing. Though again, like right up our alley. You know, you've got all the comic book references in there. He's got the Bonesaw McGraw, isn't he, for the Savage in Spider-Man and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, if there's anything in the background that I can fixate on, put a comic strip in the background, and I'll try and figure out what issues they're from.
So, success on this one then?
win-win-win. And hopefully for anyone watching this, hopefully it'll be new to them as well, and they can let us know in the comments whether they thought it was any good. And I mean, God, because I've not heard of him doesn't mean that he's not like done well in his career, but I hope it drives up his Spotify listens and he gets a few more 0.0000000 recurring 1p's in his bank account at some point.
Yes. So as always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, subscription or ideas down there in the comments. We recently have done a run of listener views. We will do another big
Got
load
some
again.
corkers as well, didn't we?
Yes.
There was some real. There is. Well, you'd have seen it by the time this comes up, but Bloody Wood. I loved that. That has stayed in my rotation. And
Bobby
here we
Boone.
go, bad memory, but thank you. That has become an annoyance in my house because I will say that the long-suffering Andrea doesn't enjoy that song anywhere near as much as I do. But my God, she has to hear it a lot.
It's because she doesn't know about not giving head to the man to get ahead.
Oh, yeah, and for anyone who did watch that video and just saw what we saw, listening to the album version of it, very different. Yeah, very, very different. Interesting, I will say.
Yes, that one has sneaked onto my Spotify rotation fairly regularly.
God, yeah. Like, there's not often I can't go onto my front page of my YouTube and that not be one of the recommended videos again.
So yeah, ideas down there, weird and wonderful shit.
Stuff that just is that will interest us. And again, that we can use as annoyances for those that love us the dearest. But you know, who doesn't want to annoy their better halves at every chance they get?
So until next time, goodbye.